Hi, I'm Sheri Rosenbaum, and thank you for joining me today. Uh, I'm going to be going over how to attract and grow a lucrative female customer base. Everything that I'm going through today will be pretty much free. It won't cost your shop much of anything, and I think you'll learn a lot during the session. A little bit about me. I live in the Chicago area. In 2020, I rode 6,000 miles. I own 7 bikes. I'm a full believer in N+1. Last month, I launched a blog and YouTube channel called Sunflowers and Petals, and it's for women cyclists of every ability. I also write and do product reviews for Road Bike Rider, and I'm a brand ambassador for several different companies. And I have no tats. So some things that you need to think about, and if you don't have this information for your shop, I'd highly recommend that you go back and try and figure out how to get these. You want to know the percentage of your customer base that are female, average sale size, female versus male, percentage of repeat customers, female versus male, and percentage of service customers, female versus male. And lastly, the average service receipt, female versus male. Some things you need to know about us. A bike shop is really intimidating for most women to go into. And how do you make that a little easier for us? This should be a no-brainer, not only for when a woman walks into the shop or a guy. Acknowledge that we exist and say hello upon entering. If you're with a customer, just say, I'm with a customer right now. I'll be right with you. Have a look around the store. Be kind, honest, and helpful. Be inclusive of everyone. It doesn't matter if I'm a Cat 1 racer that comes in or I'm buying my first bike as an adult. Be inclusive. Educate us, but don't dumb it down or mansplain. Don't assume that all women want a pink comfort bike with accessories. There are some that will want matchy-matchy and some won't. And you need to understand to show them other things than just pink. We also have our own lingo. We may not know what a derailleur, a cassette, a head tube is, but we can point to it, or we might have our own lingo for it. Don't body shame us. If a larger woman comes into the shop, don't take them over to the men's section. Help them find a line of women's clothing that would work for them. And don't treat us as smaller versions of a man. And especially if you have somebody who's 5'8", 5'10", who ends up with a bike that might have been sold to a man so that it has a larger handlebar width and the saddle might be a men's saddle. Make this a teachable moment, and also you can upsell. Make sure that saddle fits them. So many women have told me they have seat issues. And when I ask them, is that the seat that came with the bike? And they go, yeah, they don't know any better, that they should be looking for a saddle that actually fits them. And then, listen to us and hear what we have to say, but also what we don't say. Body language speaks volumes. Some food for thought. Think about your shop. How is it laid out? Most women aren't the same height as most men. So are the clothing racks too high for an average woman to reach? And where did you locate the women's gear? And I'm hoping it's not in the far dark corner in the store with cobwebs. Bring it out front. That invites women to come into shop. They see stuff that's for them. And then this, don't laugh. Is your bathroom clean? Is it stocked with toilet paper and paper towels and soap? So many times I've walked into a shop, the customer bathroom is the same as what the staff uses, and the staff is all men. And it's pretty gross when you go into those bathrooms. So just keep it clean. Do you have any female employees? If you sell a bike to a woman who's not familiar with shifting, go on a one-on-one ride with them. It doesn't have to be long. Just show them how to shift and give them some pointers on using their new bike. And does your website provide a list of trails or routes of varied abilities? Some that are flat, some that have hills. And are those safe for women to ride alone? Consider using a female shopper. If you have a friend who isn't familiar with the staff and the staff doesn't know them, make them a mystery shopper and send them off and have them know a lot about biking and have them know little and see how they're treated. And then report back, give feedback to the staff how they can improve and where they did well too. And then do you offer any women-specific social media, clinics, events, or rides? And I guarantee you, if you build it with women in mind, they will come and they will definitely bring friends. And if you do it wrong, they'll definitely tell their friends. So if you have budget to hire a female mechanic or salesperson, I recommend you do that. But if you don't, there's ways around it. Take a look around the area, the cycling area where your shop is located. Can you connect with a well-connected female cyclist or triathlete? Have them come in for a couple hours, 2 days a week, and instead of paying them, giving them the employee's discount. They'll love it. And they'll attract some women. They'll tell other women that they're working there, and you'll see an increase in traffic. Develop and maintain a women's only Facebook group tied to your shop's page. Segment your mailing list. You need demographics. What type of rider are they? Male versus female. You want to personalize any mailing that goes out. Don't just do a blast. Create a Strava women's group under the shop's name. Incorporate targeted Facebook or Google ads to your marketing mix. Add clinics, events, and rides. And strive for a reputation of having fun, inclusive events and rides. So let's talk a little bit about leveraging Facebook. You definitely want to keep the group engaged once it's developed. You can do that through polls, articles that you pull from publications and just, put a link there, add podcasts, post your shop specials. If you have a maintenance special or a special on accessories, put it there. And encourage others to post. You want a dialogue. You don't want a one-way conversation. And then there's a scheduling feature in Facebook so that you can do a week's, a month worth of posts and schedule what day and what time you want those to go live. Only allow the men that work in the shop to be on that Facebook page. Otherwise, it's all women. You want to make it a safe place for the women to ask questions, like having issues with their saddle area, or if they are looking for someone to ride with. Have the admin approve members, make sure you screen them, and you can also add 2 to 3 questions before someone can join the Facebook group. So when you create an event, think about what you would like to attend. And then now these days you have to take into account COVID restrictions. So any event, clinic, or ride, think about making it virtual, making it outside options. You got to be creative these days. Connect it to a special day or event. Summer solstice, it's the longest day of the year. Have a long ride or have a ride late at night. International Women's Day, Mother's Day. There's all sorts of special days you can connect to. Destination, food brings everybody out, or to a microbrewery. I had an event where we did a 20-mile ride to a food truck where they had maybe about 15 or 20 food trucks. And then the last 3-4 miles after the stop was in the dark. So I had people bring lights, front and rear lights. A lot of them, it was their first night ride, and that got them excited about doing future rides in the dark. Mix it up, road, trail, mountain bike, make it something for everyone. Leverage other events. If you don't have a staff to do rides or big events, leverage a local bikes club invitational. Tell everybody we'll be there outside registration, 8 a.m. This is the pace we're going, or we'll break up into groups. Plus, you have built-in SAG support and rest stops because it's an invitational. Think about what skills everyone needs to improve on. Cornering is huge, and I had everything from a brand new rider to an Ironman triathlete in my cornering clinic, and they all walked away learning something new. Plan the time of day and day of week. Women work. Women have kids to deal with. Put a poll out on the Facebook page. What works for everybody. And then, most of all, make it fun. Here's a list of different rides, clinics, and events I've done. And if in-person is not feasible with COVID, think about how you can make this virtual. Promoting your event. Put out Facebook ads, Strava group posts, send emails because not everybody's on Facebook. Leverage Eventbrite, your shop's website, Instagram, Twitter. The more exposure you have, the more signups you'll have. Event flyers with monthly events, put them at the register and the service desk. Make sure the staff puts it inside the bag. Every time a woman makes a purchase, put it in her bag. And the way I do these events flyers, take an 8.5 by 11 sheet, and I'm able to put 4 up on one sheet. So they're a nice small size that slips well into a bag. Create posters. Canva is a great app that you can download on your desktop, even if you can't even draw a stick figure. This program lets you do beautiful posters that you can have printed. Put them in the changing rooms, put them by the front door, and put them in your clean bathroom. Send out personal invites to new customers saying, thought you might be interested in this event. And then share it with local groups. There are local bike clubs, tri-clubs, meetup groups, advocacy groups, a lot of different ways you can promote it, and it doesn't cost you a thing. Ask people to invite their friends. Women will show up if they can bring their friends. They don't want to come alone. And if you tell them, they'll bring their friends for sure. Hand out business cards. Don't be that creepy guy, but what you can do is let them know you work at a local bike shop, you have some women's events. Here's my card. Join our women's Facebook group, have some credibility there. And then email a reminder about 2 days prior to the event. And then goes without saying, make things, anything you post or share, you want to have it positive and exciting. This is one that I had I posted it the day before we were doing an ice cream ride. And I included a link to the ice cream shop. And boy, the amount of conversation that was going back and forth of what people were getting and people who were upset that they couldn't make it and hoping we were having this again. So it kept the dialogue going. Just some more examples of posts before the ride, during an event, after the event. People like to see pictures of themselves. People like to know what they missed, and it might get them to join next time. So the day of the event, Post reminders on Instagram, Facebook, or wherever else on your website. Make sure to be ready early and make sure you're well staffed. You want staff to be taking care of customers that'll come in during the event, and you want staff to be able to take care of your guests during the event. Encourage people to come early. We like to shop in a bike shop. Who doesn't? And so what you may want to do is give a discount the same day. You know, if you come in and shop same day of the event, here's 10% off. Greet everyone with smile, high energy. If you're doing a ride, you want to have them sign waivers. Use name tags. It's always great if you know someone's name. Review the route and give some group riding tips, like don't overlap wheels and point out potholes, those kind of things. And just go over again what to expect. Interact with all your guests. If you're in a group on a pace line and you're leading them, drop back, talk to each one. How's it going? Have you been on this route before? You know, just make people feel like they're welcome. Have goodie bags and raffles. A lot of your vendors will give you samples to put in goodie bags. So if you're doing a clinic, what you may want to do is the type of products that you're using during that maintenance clinic included in the bag, or have full-size items up by the register. And when the clinic's over, there's going to be impulse buying. And then remember, this is about them, not about you. After the event is over, share on social media, either during the event or shortly after. Don't wait 3 days to post anything. And what this does is it shows people who couldn't come, you missed a good time, so you better show up next time. Send out thank you emails, follow up with anyone who had questions, and reach out to anyone that was new to the group. Tell them it was so nice to have them out. Please come back again. So the bottom line now is you want to increase sales, not only to women, but to all your customers. But how do you measure success on your female customers? Going back to that first slide, did you increase the percentage of female customers? Have you increased the average sale size to those women? Is there a higher percentage of repeat female customers? Is there more women bringing their bikes in for service? Did you increase the average receipt size for service? And do you have an improved reputation within the cycling community? Because if you do, you're going to see increases in sales. So thank you for your time. I hope you definitely grow your female client base. If you have any questions, please send me an email and put CABDA 2021 in the subject line so it doesn't go into spam. And thanks again for everything.